Postseason volleyball coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire, brought to you by these generous postseason sponsors. Made in the Shade, Wines and More. Summit Family Dental. Impact Payments. Murphy Enterprises. Anne-Marie Gerke with Farm Bureau Financial Services. Eat the Frog Fitness. And Fiscus Jewelers, celebrating 20 years in Ankeny.
The playground. A place where children can be free to use their imaginations. A place to make friends. A place to simply be a kid. We grew up playing there. Those memories we made will last forever. And we want the same for our little ones. But what if you didn't have to go to the park to play? To go down the slide? To swing to the skies? To even play in the jungle gym? What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Tools and resources that we have to help price their homes correctly, to help market them correctly, and get them, it's the way that we can help them accomplish whatever their goals are.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
Postseason volleyball coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire, brought to you by these generous postseason sponsors. Made in the Shade, Wines and More. Summit Family Dental. Impact Payments. Murphy Enterprises. Anne-Marie Gerke with Farm Bureau Financial Services. Eat the Frog Fitness. And Fiscus Jewelers, celebrating 20 years in Ankeny. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union postseason volleyball. It's regional final action tonight, sub-state, for those of you who grew up in the 90s. And that means that the winner tonight moves on to next week's state volleyball tournament in Iowa City at the Mediacom Extreme Arena. Good evening, everybody. I'm Andy Pollack. I've got my crew here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. As we get set to go here tonight, the Jaguars in white are warming up right now. They will take on Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln comes into this game 22-19, and they are ranked 15th in the latest Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union poll. Ankeny Centennial comes in ranked second tonight. They are 29-6 on the season, trying to take that 2 seed into next week's state tournament. The Jaguars are led by a pair of juniors. Delaney Miller and Jaden Pratt are set and ready to go. They will be the outside hitters tonight for the Jaguars, and senior Cam Leisure has been a stalwart, setting through all 6 rotations for the Jaguars, and they've got an outstanding libero as well in Maya Leigh Butters. The Lynx tonight. Council Bluffs Abraham Lynx. They are led by their setter, and she is a good one. Molly Romano has committed to Wayne State in Nebraska to play Division II volleyball. She is a good one. Not only is she one of the leading setters in the state of Iowa, but she is also very proficient at dumping and killing the ball when it is set up close to the net, and that's one of the advantages of having one of those front row setters. A good way to clean things up. It is a red, white, and blue night tonight for the Jaguar student section as they sit over actually in Lynx colors tonight. And the Abraham Lincoln Lynx are near and dear to my heart as they have come out tonight in a Christmas out, I guess. A lot of Santa hats and all sorts of jingle bells over in their student section. A nice amount of Lynx have made the trip down I-80 from Council Bluffs. We are just about 30 seconds from the starting lineups where we will get going. We want to be sure tonight and thank our presenting sponsors throughout the postseason, and that includes, as we go to those, that includes, well, let's see. I got to find it right now. Can't find our presenting sponsors on there, but I do know it's Impact Payments, as well as Anne-Marie Gerke with Farm Bureau Insurance, as well as Murphy Enterprises. It is time for our starting lineups. We'll head down to the floor and kiss.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome everyone to Centennial High School. Tonight's Iowa Girls High School Athletic Tournament has 5-day regional final between Lynx, Council Bluffs Abraham High School, and Centennial Jaguar. With the West State teams and coaches playing tonight, this team provides each of us an opportunity to demonstrate how much we appreciate your efforts and dedication. Together, we can also stand for good sportsmanship. We appreciate the cheer on your team and refrain from negative comments for coaches, and officials. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Let's meet the non-starters for Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln. Number 1, Preston Gears. Number 6, Amy Blair. Number 7, Haley Walker. Number 12, Heidi Carter. Number 13, Emily Billions. Number 14, Ethan Malley. Number 15, Jasmine Shield. These are your Council Bluffs Lincoln starters. Number 2, Aubrey Sanford. Number 4, Kelsey Nelson. Number 5, Hudson Brown. Number 8, Lydia Dix. Number 9, Cameron Hamilton. Number 10, Molly Romano. Number 11, Emily Brennan. The head coach for the Lynx, Melissa Jeffrey. For assistant, Casey Homerhammer. The leading talent, Kylie Baker, and Nick Tony. The whole team on the scoreboard, the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. They are coached by Jessica Reinhardt, Sarah Ellis, Jenna Tripp, Greg Green, and Steve. These are your non-starters for the Jaguars. Number 1, Nora Bacchus. Number 3, Brooklyn Conger. Number 4, Cindy Reiner. Number 5, Addie Pollock. Number 7, Haley Smith. Number 10, Emma Lipke. Number 16, Megan Cheesley. Number 17, Ava Evans. Please meet the Jaguar starters. Number 2, Ryan B. Butters. Number 8, Jaden Pratt. Number 9, Anna Sash. Number 11, Cam Leisure. Number 12, Abby Mixor. Number 15, Delaney Miller. Number 18, Ada Cronenberg. Tonight's officials have been signed by the Allied Girls Athletic Union. Robert and Robert Fessler. The line champions, Chris River and Chris Kozalewski. At this time, I'm going to ask you to please rise. Remove your head.
Postseason volleyball coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire, brought to you by these generous postseason sponsors. Made in the Shade, Blinds and More. Summit Family Dental. Impact Payments. Murphy Enterprises. Anne-Marie Gerke with Farm Bureau Financial Services. Eat the Frog Fitness. And Fiscus Jewelers, celebrating 20 years in Ankeny.
Fall sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Weicker Realtors, the 515 Agency. Sinorama Ankeny. The Zoom Room. Lamberti Goki Lucci Law. U.S. Cellular. Amy Wiederin with Coldwell Banker. The Alter Trading Corporation. Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. And Keystone Home Inspections.
And we are back live here tonight, Ankeny Centennial High School gym at the place they affectionately call the Jungle, as the Jaguars and the Council Bluffs Abraham Lynx ready to set things up here tonight out on the floor for the Abraham Lincoln Lynx to get things started. Aubrey Sanbothy, Kelsey Nelson, Hudson Rao, Lydia Dix, Cameron Hamilton, Molly Romano, the outstanding setter, and Ellie Bradley, the freshman middle blocker for the Lynx. Out there for the Jaguars to get things started will be Cam Leisure to serve. Ava Cronenberg out there, Anna Sash on her 18th birthday today. Delaney Miller, Jaden Pratt, and Gabby Mixdorf, the senior right side hitter, getting the start tonight. Maya Butters set to check in here soon with our first Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution, getting the libero into the game here tonight. Everybody is rocking and ready to go. As we await final checks of things, Leigh Butters comes back into the game, and it will be Delaney Miller actually starting things off to serve tonight. The outstanding outside hitter for the Jaguars, one of the top killers in the state of Iowa. Centennial on your right in white, Council Bluffs AL on the left, and a very short serve. Going to come on the outside. Floated over at Leisure. Leigh Butters going to come out here on the right side. Pratt puts it down off the block for the first point tonight to the Jaguars. And Miller will head back to serve once again. Floated that one over. The key tonight is going to keep Romano off the net, the setter. If they can get her setting from the back row, much better advantage there for the Jaguars. There's a good pass as they go on the outside. Down ball from Rowell. Jaguars going to go outside to Pratt off the tip. Quickly right there is Hamilton to get it, and it's sent back over. Free ball. Right in the middle they go. Cronenberg snaps it down. Good dig in the back there by Romano. Nice dig there by Leigh Butters. Jags go on the right side to Mixdorf off the block and down. Great crowd on hand here once again tonight. They have been outstanding all season long here supporting the Jags. Started off the year highly ranked and have been ranked number 2 for a good portion of the year. Going to go in the middle, and that ball is hit long. Oh, that was long, and the back judge calls it in. He was backing away from it and called it out. Lynx on the serve. Jags going to go on the outside. Pratt down and blocked down right away by the setter, Romano, and she is the leading blocker on this team as well. Future Division II setter. as Presley Gearis back to serve once again for AL, tied up at 2. Gearis goes at Lay Butters. Good pass up to Leisure. Leisure on the right side, and Mixdorf, another kill. And with all the attention that's going to be on the Jaguar outsides with Pratt and with Miller, that certainly opens things up. We saw that in the regional semifinal game against Iowa City West, where the middles and right sides were able to shine. Lay Butters. Serve, little dump comes over, and Leisure keeps it in. Free ball going to come over for the Lynx. Dug up there by Nelson. They go on the follow, and it's blocked and lands down as a kill there for Rao. Ties it up at 3. The flow of that offense through Romano, she can get to any ball and keeps it alive. As back to serve is Rao. Rao goes at Pratt. Little miscommunication. Free ball coming over. Lynx on the attack, a little dump. Gets it to land once again is Romano. And with her in the front row, that is certainly a threat. 4-3, Abraham Lincoln leads here in game number 1. Rao back to serve once again. Rao, hard serve. That's going to be an ace serve for the Lynx. Leading 5-3 here early in game 1. Rao's been very good, the junior outside hitter. Very aggressive serving from her. Floats that one over at Miller. Good pass to Leisure in the middle. Sash! Hammers it down. As Pollock sets to check in here to serve in another Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Pollock trying to get the signal from Coach Reinhardt, who's talking to Mixdorf. Great set, flipped over and kept alive there by Miller. Free ball coming over, but the Lynx will be on the attack. They're going to go in the middle, the little follow block, and hit through the block and down there for Sandbothy. And the Lynx lead 6-4 here early in game number 1. Kelsey Nelson back to serve. In front of her Santa-clad student section. Nelson serves it deep. So the missed serve leads to a side out. Now Jaden Pratt, who's certainly capable of going on some long service runs, goes back to serve for the Jaguars. Pratt's going to finally send Romano to the back row, but a great set. Pratt there to dig it up. Sash going to send it over to Miller. Tipped over, and no, it is not. It stays on that side. 4 hits on the Jaguars. As Abe Lincoln defensively right now has done very well, able to pick up everything. They've definitely been the aggressors here early on in game number 1. Molly Romano, the setter, back to serve once again. Goes at Pratt. Nice pass there to Leisure. Leisure going in the middle. A little tip there. Covered up. Romano keeps it alive, and a free ball going to come over, and it is out of bounds. Might have been better off for Rao to turn and pass that thing over rather than taking a swing at it. Brooklyn Conger checks in to serve for the Jaguars. Electric atmosphere here in the jungle tonight. Conger back to serve. Floats that one over, an ace serve. Conger throws the knuckleball over the net. It drops immediately as it crosses the net, and Conger with the ace. Ties it up at 7. Goes for a short serve once again. Romano pushes it right to the middle. Shoots set, blocked down by Leisure and Cronenberg. Cronenberg gets credit for the kill, and Conger back to serve once again. 8-7 Jags. Conger's serve, another good serve. Going to send, actually Romano can't set that one. Little free ball coming over. Conger there to dig it up. Nice pass to Leisure on the right side. Miller off the tip. Coach Alyssa Jeffrey in her first year for Council Bluffs Abe Lincoln. Yells directions to her team. There's a good pass to Romano on the attack to the outside, and that one's deep by Sandbothy. Coach Jeffrey wants a timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well and be back right after. Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Jarash Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Brooklyn Conger back out to serve for the Jaguars. She has served 4 in a row, the senior defensive specialist. That one is going to be close to an ace. Nice effort in the back row. A tip coming over, covered by Conger. And now Conger's going to send the free ball over. AL on the attack. In the middle they go, and kept alive by Leisure. On the attack, they're going to go the middle once again. Kept alive by Leisure once again. Now they're going to come on the outside. Miller on the attack. Dug up nicely in the back there by Nelson. The ball barely comes over. Leisure now in system. Goes to Cronenberg, who can't get it. And a free ball coming over. Caught up in the rafters as it comes down. Pratt keeps it alive. Now Miller off the tip. Gets it to fall. Lydia Dix was right up there for the block, but didn't have anybody to cover for her. And Delaney Miller gets the kill on the long point for the Jags. And Brooklyn Conger has now served 5 in a row. Another great serve coming out here on the right side. Pratt digs it up, and it does catch the ceiling before it goes over. The Jaguar fans are yelling, and the referees are talking about it. They may have to replay this one, because the up ref said that it hit the ceiling, and no one else has said it. And Coach Reinhardt just tells their team to play through it. And another Hearts of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution as Maya Leigh Butters is checked back into the game. It was close. The up ref probably had the best view of anybody. Made the call that it hit the ceiling on the way over. Back to serve, Aubrey Sandbothy for AL. Goes at Pollock. There's a pass to Leisure on the outside. Miller terminates it. Mixdorf back in the front row. Cam Leisure back to serve. Romano sends it on the outside, and that's deep. Lydia Dix wanted a tip, was not able to get it, and the Jaguars up 5 with Leisure back to serve here in game number 1. Best of 5 here tonight. First 4 games will go to 25. If we have to play game 5, it'll go to 15. Romano keeps it in. Blocked down. Nice kill on the outside from Hudson Rao. Lydia Dix, junior middle hitter, will head back to serve for AL. Pratt. Miller. No approach in the back row, had to go straight up. Romano goes on the outside, and the ball's mishit. Nice handle there by Miller. Back to her, she goes up. Can't quite get the kill. Now AL scrambling, the ball does get over. Miller right there for it. They're going to go right in the middle. The Cronenberg off the tip. Gets the kill, and it's 14-9 Jags. Good hustle there by AL, but once the Jags were able to control it and get in the system, that quick set to Cronenberg ended that point in a hurry. Delaney Miller back to serve. That's going to go long. Got a little bit under it there, did Delaney? Presley Gears back to serve for AL. They trail 14-10. And we have to replay that as a ball got away from one of our ball girls. Gears back to serve once again. Floats that one over. Good cover there by Pratt. Going to go right back out to her. A little roll shot dug up by Cronenberg. Now to Mixdorf. Passed up. Romano's going to go out on the right side. And down for the kill is Hudson Rao. Goes across court. Gears back to serve once again. AL has given the Jags everything they can handle here in game number 1. And that looked maybe like it was going long. Lay Butters brought it in. They go to Pratt. Pratt hits it a long ways wide. Ball sounded very awkward coming off her hand. And just like that, AL back in the game here at 14-12. Gears back to serve, floats it over. Nice job by Pratt. Out of the net. And a tight shot to the net. And again in the front row, Romano able to go right up and knock it down. Able to make up for anything that's too tight there is Molly Romano. And Gears back to serve once again. Floats that one over right at Pratt. Jag's going to go in the middle. Cronenberg ends that rally in a hurry. She has been on fire here in the postseason. Ava Cronenberg, the senior middle. 15-13 Jags in this game, 1-25. Maya Lay Butters back to serve. There's a good serve. Romano keeps it in, up, and that is off the tip by Miller. Couldn't pull her hands away fast enough. And it's 15-14. Rao back to serve. This is where AL went on a nice run earlier in game number 1. Rao aggressive serve at Miller. Leisure going to go on the outside. Pratt off the block and down. Pollock into serve once again. Mixdorf will get some instruction on the block. 16-14 Jaguars. Romano going to go all the way to the outside and elevating right there to cover his Lay Butters. Leisure goes up and she's blocked. Nice reaction on the outside by Sandbothy as she saw Leisure go up to try to take care of that tight pass and blocked it right back down. Lincoln to serve. This is Kelsey Nelson, the senior libero. She goes up Miller. Miller's, man, her serve receive has improved so much throughout the course of this season. There's a kill for Sash in the middle, and that's been open for the Jaguars. As Jaden Pratt back to serve. Floats that one over. Romano goes on the outside. Sandbothy into the net. On our network tonight, we've also got Ankeny playing. They are down on the south side tonight against Iowa City Liberty. We'll talk about some of the other games and scores as they come in tonight. All these sub-state games. Romano going to go on the right side out here to Dix. Jags in the middle, the Sash, another kill. It has been a night for the middle so far for the Jags. Timeout. AL will take a quick one as well and be back right after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. Coming out of the timeout, Jaden Pratt to serve for Centennial. Jaguars currently leading 19-15. In a good spot in the rotation here, waiting for the go-ahead. Pratt hits that one over at Nelson. Romano has to come all the way over here to the bench. They go to the back row, and that's hit long. Officials looked around. It almost looked like the change of trajectory, but I'm not sure anybody was there to tip it. And now the Jaguars in control, 20-15. Good serve there again by Pratt. Going to send Romano to the back row. Nice pass up, blocked down by Sash. Now they go again on the outside. Dix blocked down again Ball comes over. Pratt's there to cover. Leisure now on the outside. Miller with a power tip and gets it down. Pratt back to serve once again. She has gone on a long streak here, and we've seen that several times throughout the course of the year. Power serve there, and an ace brought to you by Summit Family Dental. An ace serve there for Pratt, 22-15. Jaguars cruising now. Another nice serve. Romano, good set, going to go on the outside. Blocked momentarily. Good cover by Miller. Now they go to Sash, the power tip. Dug up nicely, Romano. Now on the outside to Sandbothy. And then Leisure decides she's going to end it with a kill. The setter goes up and puts it down. Jags 2 points away from taking game number 1. Romano tries to dump it over. Pollock there to cover. Pratt from the back row, just a little bit deep, and that'll end the rally. Romano will head back to serve. That's good news for the Jaguars. Get her setting from the back row. Takes away that dump. Romano goes at Pollock. Leisure going to set it here on the outside. Miller. The block was late getting there, and Delaney Miller now with game point in game number 1. Brooklyn Conger into serve. She had a couple aces her first time up tonight. Jaguars trying to close out game number 1. Conger floats that one over. Nelson, good pass up to Romano. In the middle they go. Blocked down by Dix. Sandbothy back to serve. Rao checks back into the lineup to play outside. Sandbothy has to keep this in and rally scoring, otherwise it'll be game number 1 to the Jaguars. Sandbothy looks over to get the location. Goes at Pollock. Leisure going to come on the outside. Miller ends game number 1. 25-17. Jaguars win game number 1, and we will be back with game number 2 right after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
The playground. A place where children can be free to use their imaginations. A place to make friends. A place to simply be a kid. We grew up playing there. Those memories we made will last forever. And we want the same for our little ones. But what if you didn't have to go to the park to play? To go down the slide? To swing to the skies? To even play in the jungle gym? What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
Fall sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Weicker Realtors, the 515 Agency. Sinorama Ankeny. The Zoom Room. Lamberti Goki Lucci Law. U.S. Cellular. Amy Wiedering with Coldwell Banker, the Alter Trading Corporation, Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital, and Keystone Home Inspections.
And welcome back here to game number 2 on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. We want to be sure and thank our presenting sponsors tonight, Impact Payment Solutions, as well as Murphy Enterprises, and of course, Anne-Marie Gerke with Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jaguars won game number 1 at 25-17. We want to be sure and thank everybody that's watching here tonight, especially. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We always like to see where everybody is coming from. There, we appear to be close to end of game number 1 in the Ankeny match. They were leading Liberty 23-22. Looks like we've got a timeout over there in that match. It has been a good start for the middles for Centennial. Anna Sash with 3 kills, Ava Cronenberg with 2. Gabby Mixdorf with 2 as well. The Jaguars spread it around. Looks like AL will head back out with their starters once again. Centennial out there with Leisure, Mixdorf, Cronenberg, Pratt, Miller, and Maya Lay Butters. Molly Romano will start in the back row and serve here for AL to start game number 2. Again, Jags won the first game 25-17. Romano floats that at Lay Butters. Leisure going to go on the right side. Mixdorf off the tip, gets it to fall. Another kill for Gabby Mixdorf. Lay Butters back to serve. Little shoot set block there, covered by Pratt. Leisure going to go down the middle, back row, to Miller. Up, bounces around, and Romano going to push it all the way out to Sandbothy. Now the Jags going to go on the right side to Mixdorf. Can't quite get it down. Good dig, Romano in the middle. And a little miscommunication there. Jags couldn't keep it alive. Didn't know who was about to get it. Good location there. Ties it up at 1. Sandbothy back to serve. Goes at Pratt. Keeping it in, and Sash as they push it to the back row, covered there by Miller. Now out on the outside, Pratt snaps it down off the tip. Pollock in to serve. Looks like Ankeny won game number 1, 25-22 over Liberty. On the right side, blocked down by Pratt, a solo block. Pollock back to serve once again. Romano comes on the right side, a little power tip over. Covered by Leisure, now on the outside, Pratt, a little tip for her. Romano from the knee. Little awkward hit there, but right there, great pass from Miller. Sash just pounds it down off the block for a kill. And the Jaguars are off to a fast start, 4-1 in game number 2. Pollock goes back to serve once again. Goes long on that one. And, that was awkward as Romano just crumpled as she was going back to get the set. She looks, says she's okay, gives a thumbs up to her coach and to our down ref. Romano looks to be fine. She got a smile on her face now. Now she has to go to the back row to set this one up. Goes all the way to the outside, off the block once again. The Jaguars all over the outside. They go to the outside once again, and that's off the antenna. Point to the Jags. Sash and Leisure being very disruptive on the block on the far side. And it's 6-1 Jags in game number 2. Fast start here behind the arm of Addie Pollock. There's a good pass from Nelson. Romano going to go in the middle, a tip over, covered by Pratt. Who's Leisure going to choose? She goes back row to Miller. Rolls it over, and look out, Pratt goes up and swipes it down, and a timeout coming for AL. We'll take one as well and be back right after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
Welcome to the jungle. Plays on the loudspeaker. A lot of fun and games going on here tonight with an outstanding student section for the Jaguars, keeping this gym rocking right now. 7-1 Jaguars leading this thing with Addie Pollock off to a fast start serving. Pollock, one of the outfielders on this summer state championship softball team. Got a lot of base running in as well for the Jags. She looks over, floats that one down. Romano going to go on the outside. A little tip comes over. Leigh Butters there to cover. Now on the outside, Pratt just absolutely smoked that ball into the hardwood. I mean, to check that thing for slivers right now after Pratt terminates that one. 8-1, Pollock still serving. Nelson. Romano has to go off the court. Nice set, though. Goes all the way across Miller. Jags in system. And a little tip there. Who's Romano going to go to? She goes the outside once again. Pollock passes up. Leisure on the outside. Pratt off the block. Another point for the Jags. What a fast start here. Pratt on the outside is just smoking the ball right now, and it's 9-1 Jaguars. Pollock still serving. Nelson, Romano here on the right side, and a miss hit there for Hamilton. And things are cooking. Pollock looks like a pitcher back there throwing for the Jags. Putting the ball wherever she wants it right now, leading 10-1 in game 2. And there's an overpass. Pollock right there to pass it up to Leisure. Going to go on the outside. Pratt again, this time just a little bit long. But a fast start there for the Jags. Pratt was on fire there, just got a little bit under that one. Now AL looking to get back into this behind the serving of Lydia Dix. Dix looks things over. Nice pass up by Miller. Good hands there as Sash gets the kill. The Jaguars come at you with so many weapons. They've had to divert some of the blocking from the outsides over to the right side and the middle based on all the kills that they've had early for Centennial. And then Jaden Pratt with a bunch of kills here in game number 2. Romano here on the right side. A little tip comes over. Leigh Butters right there for it. Leisure goes to Sash, who mishits it, goes off the tip of her finger. End result is the same, and it's 12-2 Jaguars. Be sure to stay tuned for our post-game show here tonight. That'll be live on our Facebook channel. We'll have all sorts of insight on that one. Pratt. Romano goes in the middle to the freshman. Miller. And it comes back over, but Miller right there to cover. Now in the middle of Sash, kept alive over there by Romano. Now to the outside, this is Rao. Rao hits it through the block and gets the point. Back to serve Gears with the Jaguars up 12-3 here after a fast start in game number 2. Leisure. This little free ball coming over in the pass kill for Jaden Pratt. Not sure she meant to put it there, but the end result was the same, and the Jaguars lead 13-3. Brooklyn Conger back to serve. Great serve by Conger. Romano pushes it back. What a great play by Molly Romano in the front row with a no-look Puts her right down here in the corner where nobody is. And that was the big concern for Coach Jessica Reinhardt, is how Molly Romano would run this offense for AL tonight. She does so much and brings so many weapons to the table. Pratt off the pass to Leisure. Miller off the block once again for another kill for Delaney Miller. A lot of smiles on that Jaguar bench right now as Gabby Mixdorf checks back in. Leisure to serve, and the Jaguars way ahead here in game number 2, 14-4. Leisure serve. Romano going to go over here to the freshman. That is Ellie Bradley. Back row attack, and Pratt decides to lay off. Romano going to go to the foul block there, and right there was Cronenberg to get it. And then Miller goes up and can't quite put it down. A little shoot set to the outside. Roll shot from Sandbothy. Cronenberg goes to the power tip. Nice pass up there from Holcomb. And into the net and blocks. Excuse me, that wasn't Holcomb, that was Gears. 15-4 Jaguars. Leisure back to serve once again. On the outside, a little roll shot there, and it barely drops over the net. Everybody was in transition for the Jags. I think they were expecting a little more of a free ball look. Sandbothy gets the kill. 15-5. Nelson back to serve. Leigh Butters. Leisure here on the outside. Mixdorf, and into the net was Romano on the block. Delaney Miller now back to serve for the Jags, who have been cruising here in game 2. And there's an ace serve, another ace serve brought to you by Summit Family Dental. Doctors Linen and Millard. There's a timeout. We'll take another one and be back right after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Coming out of the timeout, Delaney Miller set to serve once again. Jaguars leading 17-5 here in game number 2. Jaguars knew they'd be capable of going on some long rallies here in this match, and they certainly are on one right now. Miller's serve. Jaguars been so good serving tonight. Romano shoots it to the outside. Little dead ball hit there. Miller there to cover. Leigh Butters is going to send it over on a free ball. Romano now goes, I'm not sure where, miscommunication there, as it looked like she wanted to go to Dix, but Dix was coming back for a different play, and now it's 18-5 Jags. Another great serve. That's going to be close to an ace, but going to send things back. Is Miller there to cover? Look out. And on the overpass, Lydia Dix hammers it down. The junior, had some big eyes when that ball got overpassed, and she made sure there was no chance of the Jaguars returning it. Romano back to the back row for AL. Floats that one at Pratt. Leisure can go anywhere. She goes to Mixdorf. Down off the block again for Gabby Mixdorf. Another kill for the senior right side hitter as Anna Sash, the birthday girl, checks back into the game. Maya Leigh Butters. Nelson. Romano from the back row pushes it up on the outside to Hamilton. Covered there by Leigh Butters. In the middle, they go to the birthday girl. The future Wartburg Knight middle, Anna Sash, with the kill. And it's 20-6. Elena Hughes checks into the game, junior middle hitter for AL. As Leigh Butters back to serve, trying to get to 25. Good serve. Going to come out on the right side to Sandbothy, and that is hit deep. Electric atmosphere tonight here inside the jungle on the north side of Ankeny Centennial High School, the 11th year of being a school. 4 state championships in volleyball behind Coach Jessica Reinhardt. And Jaden Pratt got the block, and as she came down, she caught the net. It was a clean block, but she caught the net on the way down, and the rules say that's a point to AL as Sandbothy will head back to serve. 21-7 Jaguars. Sandbothy goes at Pratt. Going to go on the outside. Pratt decides, man, that sounded like it hurt. Romano goes on the outside. Rao there. Good cover by Leigh Butters. Now in the back row, Miller, roll shot. Dug up nicely. In the middle they go. Little tip there, covered by Leisure. Sash going to go on the right side, and Mixdorf can't quite get it down. Nelson goes on the outside to Rao, and that is in. Twenty-1-8. Sandbothy back to serve. Goes at Pratt. Jags go on the outside. Mixdorf down off the block for another kill for Gabby Mixdorf. And now Addie Pollock, who reeled off 7 straight to start this game number 2, is in to try to serve this one out at 22-8. Another Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution brings Pollock into the game. Romano going to have to go back to the 10-foot line, goes out to the right side and down off the block, and that ends it right away. Hamilton gets the kill. Elena Hughes back to serve. And misses that one. Barely caught her hand. That came off very awkward. Something like that can bend your hand very awkwardly and get you injured. As Jaden Pratt is back to serve, leading 23-9. Pratt floats that one over. Romano going to go here on the right side, a little down ball. Pratt digs it up. Leisure on the outside. Miller down off the block. Leigh Butters going to go back to Miller. Miller goes off the tip. Good job on defense by AL. They come on the right side. A little tip missed there by Hamilton. And now we are in game point for game number 2. As Pratt back to try to finish this one out. Actually, no, they say the point went to, I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure what just happened, but the point ended up going to AL. Were the Jags out of rotation or what happened? They don't, in high school sports, they don't necessarily send the referee up to talk to us. I had looked away, and then the point came over to AL. So now it's 23-10. So I did not see what happened at all as I looked down at my notes. Leisure goes to Emma Lichty, who just checked into the game. And instant offense gets a kill there for the Jaguars. And Brooklyn Conger in to try to serve out game number 2. Goes at Nelson Romano. Good cover back there by Pratt, covering a lot of ground. And Pratt and Miller both end up sending it over. 2 ladies who both want the ball. There's a tip coming over. And the Jags going to go to Miller. Miller cross court. Nice dig by Nelson. Can't keep it in. And the Jaguars take a 2-0 lead, winning this game at 25-10. We'll be back with game 3, maybe the decider, right after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Postseason volleyball coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire, brought to you by these generous postseason sponsors. Made in the Shade, Blinds and More. Summit Family Dental. Impact Payments. Murphy Enterprises. Anne-Marie Gerke with Farm Bureau Financial Services. Eat the Frog Fitness. And Fiscus Jewelers, celebrating 20 years in Ankeny. Fall sports coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Weicker Realtors, the 515 Agency. Sinorama Ankeny. The Zoom Room. Lamberti Goki Lucci Law. U.S. Cellular. Amy Wiederin with Coldwell Banker. The Alter Trading Corporation. Hearts of Ankeny Animal Hospital, and Keystone Home Inspections.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Tools and resources that we have to help price their homes correctly, to help market them correctly, and get them, it's the way that we can help them accomplish whatever their goals are.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Welcome back. Jaguars leading 2-0 right now in games 25-17 and 25-10. Delaney Miller back to serve for the Jaguars. Games tonight brought to you by Impact Payment. They're a payment processing company bringing integrity to the industry. On average, they save their clients at least 20% in processing costs, get them their money faster, and help them keep more of what's theirs. Who you partner with matters. When it comes to your money and cash flow, you want a partner you can trust. Impact Payments, www.impactpayments.com. As AL gets their first point tonight, and that served a little miscommunication there as Pratt and Leigh Butters kind of glance at each other as it falls harmlessly to the ground. A quick ace and a quick 2-0 lead in game 3 here for AL. Presley Gears back serving. She's had some nice rallies tonight for AL. Floats that one over at Leigh Butters. Leisure can go wherever she wants. She comes out to Pratt, and that is just a little bit wide. Quick start for AL here in game 3. Ankeny leads Liberty tonight, 2-0 on our other channel. As Leisure going to push it out to Mixdorf, and that is wide as well. So fast start here for AL in game number 3. They lead 4-0 behind the serving of Presley Gears. Floats that one at Leigh Butters. Jags go back to the middle, and Cronenberg slaps the hand of Leisure awfully hard as her rotation comes up, and she wants to stay on the court. Doesn't quite work that way as Leigh Butters back to serve. Nice serve by Maya. Romano goes on the outside to Rao, and that is wide. 4-2 AL here in game 3. Going to go on the outside to Rao. Nice dig up by Leigh Butters. She's going to go on the outside to Pratt, who can't quite get it down. Kept in by Rao, and Nelson sends it over. And that's going to be a point for AL. The hustle point, as Nelson nearly had to go up in the bleachers, was able to keep it just inside the antenna. They look it over. Up ref looks over at everybody and says, it was good. It sure looked like it from my angle as well. 5-2 AL with Rao back to serve. Goes up Miller. On the outside, Gabby Mixdorf. Passed up by Rao. Romano to the outside. Little float shot. Back row attack. Miller rolls it over. Good cover by Romano. Nelson going to send it out to Romano, and that is hit long. There was no tip called. Now they say there was a tip called. Up ref was the only one that signaled it. And it's 6-2. I think he was correct. Miller. They go in the middle. Sash nails it down off the block. Addie Pollock back into serve. She's been on fire tonight. I got a check-in from her softball coach between the break. Watching the game here tonight out of town. Pollock to serve. Going to send Romano to the back row. Nice pass up. Outside floated over. Pollock going to send it here on the outside to Pratt. Pratt can't quite get it down. Good dig by Nelson. And that, as Romano tried to shoot set over, and the former softball player, Jaden Pratt, future Division I basketball player, right there to reject it back down. And it's 6-4. AL still in the lead. Nelson, nice pass up to Romano, pushes it out. Little tip there, nice cover. Pratt keeps it alive. Gonna go back row set to Rao. Hammers it down, but Leigh Butters there. Pratt gonna go back row to Miller. Miller just off the net, and it does hit the ground. Miller able to get on top of that, and we've got a wet spot. Coach Stasel quick to grab the towel. As Jaden Pratt is down to wipe up the floor. 6-5 AL. As Pratt doing her best Cinderella impersonation and cleaning the floor. Pollock back to serve once again. That's going to send the set to the back row once again. Up top they go. Little roll shot coming over from Sandbothy. Leisure goes for the kill, can't get it. And Romano going to go in the middle of the tip there from Bradley. And then Sash hits it over off of Coach Jeffrey for AL. A little underneath it. And it's 7-5 AL. Kelsey Nelson back to serve once again in front of her Santa outfitted student section that came from AL. Nice following there tonight from Council Bluffs. Leigh Butters to Leisure on the outside. Pratt. And that's going to go a tip off of Nelson's hand. Not sure who the dad is over there, but that's peak dadness over there on the far side for Centennial as he protected his popcorn and his kids, kept the ball in play. Another one of those dads of Ankeny. Pratt back to serve, trailing by 1, Jags up 2-0. Again, Romano going to have to go to the back row. Sandbothy off the tip. Pratt keeps it alive. Pollock can't quite get to it. Pratt had to react to it quickly off the block. Substitution here, Cameron Hamilton checks into the game for AL. Don't forget to tune into our post-game show on the Centennial Digital Facebook page after tonight, where we'll have full post-game interviews and analysis. Pollock, pass up to Leisure. On the outside, Miller, straight down for Delaney Miller as Conger comes back into serve. Jags have not been able to get over the hump here in game number 3 as AL got out to a 4-0 lead. Conger back to serve. Nelson, again, Romano behind the 10-foot line, pushes it up. Sandbothy, and off the block, Sandbothy another kill for AL. Anna Sash back in, and with that 3-way rotation, Leigh Butters will come in at the libero spot. Sandbothy back to serve. Leading 9-7 here in game 3. She goes short with it. Pollock pass to Leisure. Now on the outside. Little roll shot there for Miller. Romano back out here to Hamilton. Now Leisure going to go in the middle. A little tip down there for Cronenberg. Another kill for her. Anna Sash with 7 kills tonight. Delaney Miller with 8. Gabby Mixdorf with 6. Jaden Pratt with 7. Very balanced Jaguar team. That's Rao on the attack. Nice job by Leisure to keep it in. And then Cronenberg knocks it down, and somehow the ball comes back over on a little ping pong move. Cronenberg keeps it alive. AL wanted a lift. Then off the block once again, there's Miller to cover. Leisure going to go on the right side this time. Mixdorf blocked down. Leisure going to set it to Leigh Butters, who flips it up over the net. Maya Leigh Butters with a kill. A little miscommunication. She flips it at the last moment and gives a little wry smile to her coach, Jessica Reinhardt. And it's tied up at 9. First time it's been tied here in game 3. Leisure, nice serve. Off the block once again, Mixdorf there to cover. Leisure comes up. Cronenberg slots it down. That little flip of the wrist for Ava Cronenberg gets another kill. Leisure back to serve once again. Nelson. Now on the outside, Rao. Good cover in the back by Pratt. Guides it right to Leisure to Mixdorf. Can't quite get it down. And on the attack is deep. No tip. And another point to Centennial, now leading 11-9. Leisure back to serve once again. Reminder, tune in on our Facebook page, Centennial Digital, after the game for the post-game show. Romano shoots it to the outside. A little tip there at Leisure. Keeps it alive. Now Leigh Butters going to send it over. Nelson. Romano to the outside. Rao can't get it down. Leisure passes it up. Now the Jags going to come on the outside. Delaney Miller. Leisure back to serve once again. Romano. Back set. Goes to the. That is Tegan Malia Jr., who I haven't seen in the game yet tonight. And Mixdorf adds another kill to her tally. There's a timeout for AL. 13-9 Jags. We'll be back right after this.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
And we're back here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. 13-9 in game at number 3. The Jaguars were able to win game 1, 25-17, and game 2, 25-10. And now Cam Leisure serving now in game 3 to try to send the Jaguars to the state tournament next week in Iowa City. Leisure serve close to an ace. Romano keeps it alive. Leisure takes the target. Back out here to Miller. Miller hits it deep. So out of the timeout, AL, the Lynx get the point. Lydia Dix in to serve. Dix hits that one deep. Quick end of that rally for AL. And now Delaney Miller back to serve. Floats that serve over. Romano going to push it out here to Maley. Now back row attack. No, just going to be pushed over there by Miller. Romano out to Maley once again and hits that one deep. AL wanted a tip once again, and I don't think anybody had their hands close to it. The trajectory certainly looked like a tip, but I don't think anyone was there close. It's 15-10 Jags. Miller back to serve once again. Floats that one over. Romano pushes out here to Maley once again. The lefty hits it deep once again. Miller trying to close this thing out. Nelson, Romano to Rao, down off the net, and a kill for Hudson Rao. Hearts of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution as Presley Gears checks back into the game to serve. And Maley has a seat. Lay Butters, nice pass to Leisure. They go in the middle. It's a Cronenberg in rhythm for the kill. Maya Lay Butters back to serve for the Jags. Rao passed up. Pratt keeps it alive. Then Mixdorf pushes it to the back corner. Nice pass up, though. They go to the outside. Rao once again. Hudson Rao left a vapor trail on the back of that volleyball. Smoked it straight down, and she'll go back to serve. Rao looks things over, waits the signal from the up ref. Goes at Miller. Leisure keeps it alive. There's a little joust there, and reaching over the net, they say that AL came over the net. The ball was on the Jaguars side, and the point comes to the Jaguars. 18-12. Pollock back into serve, and another Hearts of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. She went on a long rally in game 2. Looking to close this one out. And the freshman hits it through. No, kept alive. Miller from the back row, blocked down. And out, the freshman, Ellie Bradley, with a block in the kill. Nelson back to serve. Lay Butters. Leisure in the middle, sash straight down, and a sash. Again, in rhythm, just snaps that ball down to the turf. Pratt into serve. Romano tries to keep it alive and pushes it down off of Leisure. Such a weapon to have a setter in the front row like that. So many teams throughout the year we watch run a 6-2. Certainly been an advantage for the Jaguars to have Leisure in the front row. Setting. Romano back to serve. Pollock, good pass up to Leisure. Goes to Miller. Kind of falling backwards. Romano keeps it in play and cannot actually keep it in play as Conger comes in at 20-14. Romano going to face up, and she's going to get called for a double hit. Looked like she wanted to push it, changed her mind at the last minute to keep it on her side, and that's a 2-hitter And a timeout for AO. We'll take a quick one as well and be back right after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Tools and resources that we have to help price their homes correctly, to help market them correctly, and get them, it's the way that we can help them accomplish whatever their goals are.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
Welcome back here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. 21-14, Jaguars on the lead. Brooklyn Conger back to serve for the Jags. Goes at Nelson. Been told number 1 Dowling beat Linmar tonight, so that's no surprise. Miller gets that one out of play off the tip. Jags are now 3 points away. Brooklyn Conger's serving has been outstanding here tonight. She looks around for a ball. And into the net there, 23-14. Two points away from a state tournament bid for Centennial. Conger floats that one over. Romano going to set it out here to Sanbothy. Good pass up by Pratt. She goes to Miller. Miller down off the block. Jaguars trying to make a return trip to the state tournament. 1 point away. Conger serve. Floats it over. They're going to go out here on the right side. Sanbothy. Nice pass up there. It's going to go joust at the net, and into the net was Leisure on the joust as Coach Jess Reinhardt waves her away. Tells everybody, don't worry about it. Still lead by 9. And now a lot of pressure on Sanbothy serving. The next point sends the Jaguars on to the postseason. Sanbothy serve. Goes at Pollock. There's a good pass to Leisure. Going to come to Miller. Miller on the tip. And the Jaguars are headed to the state volleyball tournament. A lot of happy faces on Jag fans there. We'll stick around here for the banner presentation. The ticket has been punched. And then we will go live on our Facebook page for post-game interviews here tonight as the Jaguars get ready to make a return trip to the Mediacom Extreme Arena in Iowa City. Next week they'll play on Monday, and they will be the overall 2 seed heading into the state girls volleyball tournament. We'll go now to our public address announcer. The Jaguars win tonight 25-17, 25-10, and 25-15. We're going to take a couple minutes to move down to the floor, and then we will have post-game interviews live on our Centennial Digital Facebook page if you want to tune in there. Thanks, everybody, for watching here tonight. This has been Centennial Digital, driven by